What's up, YouTube? It is me, Amaris, and today I'm here because I just want to share y'all my story. I'm so excited, y'all. If y'all been watching me, y'all know back in December I got into a 4-car accident and my car was totaled. I'm gonna insert, let me show y'all first that I do have something on. I'm just sitting down on something so you can't tell, but I will insert some pictures of how my car was. I was the direct impact, and then I went into the back of somebody, and that person went into the back of somebody. So it was 4 cars total. My car was towed up from the front and the back. So let me just tell y'all how good God is. So I have a 2021 Kia K5. So initially, when I got into the car accident, they was like, oh, it's gonna be an issue because it's 4 cars involved. We don't know if our insured have enough coverage to pay for it. They was saying like she only had like 25, 50, 25. And for those of you that don't know, 25, 50, 25 is like 25 for property damage, 50 for bodily injury, and then I forget what the last 25 is, but nevertheless, it was 4 cars involved, and they were saying that it was going to be a limits issue. It wasn't going to be enough money for them to cover the damages for all 4 people's vehicles. And so I was just like, oh my God, like, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, because even if, like, they was trying to, like, refer me back to my own insurance. Like, oh, you need to just go through your own insurance. And I was not trying to do that. I'm like, why should I have to go through my insurance and pay a deductible when I'm not at fault? So I was like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So, y'all, it was like a back and forth, back and forth. So I would say around, like, February, y'all, my car, well, so we went through December and January. My car was not taken to a shop, and they did not give me no rental because they kept saying, like, oh, we ain't got enough to pay for it, blah, blah, blah. Go through your own insurance, go through your own insurance. So I was basically, like, without a vehicle for those 2 months. Okay, February come around, and I get a phone call. Mind you, this person is insured with State Farm. So everybody like to talk about how State Farm's so good, da-da-da-da. Not so. But anyway, so February come around, and I get a phone call from the claims adjuster. And he was like, oh, before I tell y'all that, okay, so when I took my, well, did I get the estimate before? I don't think so. Okay, so I got a call from the adjuster. He was like, okay, go ahead and drop your car off at the dealership. We're gonna get it fixed, yada, yada, yada. So I drop it off at the dealership, y'all, and I tell y'all, the lady was like, I don't know why they didn't deem this car as a total loss, because we haven't even done the estimate on everything, and we already estimating it to be over 93%, which if you ever been in a car accident, you know that when your vehicle is damaged, they will cover it as long as it doesn't exceed 76% of the value of the vehicle. So I was like, oh my God. And at that time, I'm thinking like, okay, well, that's fine, because if they go ahead and total it out, then I'm just gonna have to get another car. But not knowing that I would basically be left to start all over from scratch. Like, they would have just paid my vehicle, and then whatever they didn't pay, Gap would have had to kick in and pay the rest, and then I would have been from scratch. And y'all know, like, how the economy is going right now. Like, these cars is so expensive, and I mean, I didn't want to have to come out of pocket and start all over from scratch, y'all. Like, I already have paid so many payments on this car. Like, no ma'am, I want my car to get fixed. So she was just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So State Farm had sent me a check, and it was like $5,600 or whatever, but they was estimating it to be like over $18,000 to get it fixed. So I was like, dang, like, what the heck? So my car just sitting there. Whole time I'm thinking they working on it. Like 2 weeks done went by. I'm calling the girl from the shop. She calling me. She like giving me updates. Like, we're still waiting to hear back from State Farm. They haven't approved. She was like, I don't really know what we can do, blah, blah. So I'm like arguing back and forth with State Farm, like trying to figure out what. And at that point, they did go ahead and put me in a rental. But the repair shop was still trying to say that my vehicle might be a total loss. So I'm thinking like, dang, if they deem it a total loss, then they're going to go ahead and salvage my car. And then I'm going to have to turn back in this rental. And where I live out here in Gwinnett, it's like a bus system, but I don't know nothing about riding no bus, y'all. I've always had a car. I've always had a car. Since I've had my license at like 16, I always had a car. So I'm just like, what the heck? No, me and my kids cannot be on the bus. So anyway, my car's still sitting there. I will be calling State Farm, and one person will be telling me one thing, the next person will be telling me another. So it was just like a really big, like, run around. So I was like, oh my God, like, I had to take myself, like, in this time when all this stuff was going on between December and like even up until now, like, so much other stuff was going on in my life around me. And I was just like, oh my God, like, why is this happening? Like, why is that happening? And not even realizing, like, even though, like, I'm not necessarily like doing anything wrong, like I'm not doing anything to like deserve none of the stuff that's like going on around me, I had to remember, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, not remember, I heard plain as day, you know, God is like, you know, where am I in the middle of, you know what I'm saying, everything that you got going on? And I truly believe that sometimes God will allow everything around you to crumble when he's trying to get your attention. And that was really what it was in my case. So I'm sitting and I'm like, well, man, I got to start, you know what I'm saying, remembering who I am and whose child I am. Like, let me go to God about my issues, because I'm trying to do this by myself and it's not giving. It's not working how it's supposed to. So my car was sitting in the shop, and we in like March now. So I'm like, okay, I'm calling. After, I don't know exactly how long, don't give me the mixing of dates, but my car still was sitting in the shop. I started praying, y'all. I'm like, oh my God, like I gotta start fasting. Like I gotta start fasting and praying and just asking God, you know what I'm saying, reveal yourself, or, you know, God, come in and do what you do. Because Lord knows, like, I would have been in such a messed up situation if I had to lose my car. So I was just like, let me start fasting. Let me start seeking God and just asking him to put his, you know, his hands in the mix and see how it turned out. So once everything around me like everything crumbled, and I was just like, man, I gotta focus on God, like, because something that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, I'm either being distracted or, you know, just certain things that I'm doing is just like, it's not working for me. So I was like, man, okay. So I started praying. I'm like, God, you know, I really need my car. Like, but God know, he know all our needs. So anyway, I started praying. Next thing you know, like middle of March, I get a phone call from State Farm. They like, we're gonna go ahead and pay for your car. They was like, we got more than enough money. We're gonna pay for the car. I'm gonna overnight you the check for the rest of the balance to pay for your car. Oh, and don't worry about, you know, the insurance. I mean, not the insurance. Don't worry about the rental car. We got more than enough money to cover that. So I'm like, okay, God, like, period. Like, cause don't play with me. I'm a child of God. Like, don't play with me. So I'm sitting out my car. Like, this was in March. So, but y'all know right now, like, parts and stuff, like, they on back order or they out of stock. So it was just like, okay, well, I know my car getting fixed, but it's taking so long for my car to get fixed. Like, I'm just sitting here. So I started fasting at the beginning of April. Like, I was doing my prayer, you know, I was fasting from certain things. And I was just seeking God. You know, I started watching my church services. I'm paying my tithes, and I'm just seeking God. And I'm like, man, like, I know my car is getting fixed. I took them the money, like, they got the check, but it's just taking too long. And throughout my fast, like, you know, the devil will be bringing certain things to. All right, y'all, sorry, it was saying that my storage is full or whatever. So like I was saying, throughout the duration of my fast or whatever, you know, the devil will be sending people and different situations and things to like distract me and try to throw me off what my focus truly was, which was, just seeking God. And so, but I continued to, press forward, and I did, had some slip ups, and I went back and I repented or whatever. But for the most part, I was dedicated and focused on making sure that I complete my fast and do what God asked me to do during that fast. So, the girl from the car shop, like, she would be like calling me like, yeah, we're still waiting. We're still waiting on the bumper. We ordered it twice, but they sent us the wrong part twice, and da 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 da. So I'm like, oh my God, like, how I'm going back to God and praying, like, man, like, I'm thinking everything is on track. But now, even though my car is paid for basically to get fixed, now the parts like on back order. So one day I went in there, y'all, and she was on the phone with the dealership, like, trying to figure out how long it was gonna take for my bumper to come in, because this was like her third time ordering it and it still hadn't came. So the supervisor at the dealership was telling her like, well, these parts on back order. We ordered this stuff from Texas or somewhere. We don't have no ETA as to when it's gonna be in, blah blah blah. So I'm like, oh my God, like, no ETA, like, they don't even know when they gonna get the doggone bumper. So I'm just like, I'm trying to stay calm or whatever. So then next, I think that was on a Tuesday or a Wednesday when I went into the shop. That Sunday, well, over the weekend, I was like talking to my friend Quita, and I was like, man, Quita, like, just telling her how frustrated I was. I'm like, man, I'm doing everything right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not understanding, like, why is it, so many stumbling blocks. And Quita, she's like a really good friend. She just kept on reassuring me, like, God gonna do what he do on his time, and just be calm, like, whatever. So I had told her, I'm like, well, when I watch service on Sunday, when I pay my tithes, I'm gonna be praying for, the completion of my car to be expedited. Like, this is just enough is enough, you know what I'm saying? So, and I know that the Bible says that God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above, you know what I'm saying? So even though I knew my car was getting fixed, I'm like, okay, God, but now I need you to show me, you know what I'm saying, like, that you gonna get this thing done, like, ASAP. So I watched church service or whatever, and it was a really good service. I watched Creflo Dollar online, the East Stream or whatever, and that's who I watch online or whatever. So I watched the service. It was a really good service, and during the service, like, I kept hearing God speak to me, like, increase your tithes. Because when I started fasting and I started to pay my tithes, like, I was just paying like the same amount every week, paying the same amount. But God was like, increase your tithes. And so I was like, I ain't know I want to increase my tithes, you know what I'm saying? But really, I listened and I obeyed. I went on ahead, I increased my tithes, and when I prayed, I was just like, God, I'm believing, and receiving that you are going to, expedite this process, Lord. I need my vehicle or whatever. Even though I had a rental car, like, I want my car. Oh, pause, let me tell y'all something. In the midst of this, in the midst of me seeking God and praying, I had got an unexpected payment applied to my loan account, y'all. I had already paid my car note up for like 6 months. And I got a notification that another payment was made on my car loan, y'all. And I was like, I'm thinking like, wait a minute, like, I know good and doggone well, like, they better not take no another payment out of my account, because I didn't authorize that. It was for more than what I had paid towards it being paid up for 6 months. So I'm looking at it like, dang, like, I ain't got no payment for how long? Like, but I'm trying to call Kia and make sure, like, that ain't coming up out my account, because I didn't authorize that. And she was like, no, you got this money. You know what I'm saying? This payment was applied for a rebate, da-da-da-da-da. Like, it was so unexpected. So I'm like, okay, God, like, God is hearing me. Like, he's seeing my diligence, like, and he is coming through for me. So, because y'all know, like, I be doing Uber and stuff. So, all throughout this time, like, I couldn't do no Uber like that, because I didn't want to jeopardize my account getting, blocked or whatever, because I'm not showing up in the car that's listed on my account. So I was like, all right. Mind you, I never told y'all about the story about I quit my job. I did quit my job. So I be doing Uber and I just be chilling, whatever. So anyway, I got that blessing. Like, my account received some unexpected, my loan account received some unexpected payment that basically pushed my car payment over until, so I ain't got to touch my car note until 2023. So that was nothing but God. So anyway, when I had paid my tithes or whatever, I increased the tithes and I was praying like, God, I'm just praying and I'm believing and receiving that you're going to expedite this process for me, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, that was on Sunday. I kid you not. That Tuesday, 2 days, the girl from the repair, it keeps saying my storage is full. So anyway, so in 2 days, y'all, 2 days from the day that I listened and obeyed to what God told me, I got a phone call like, hey, Mary, this is Angelica from Rivera Auto Body Shop. I just want to let you know we got your bumper in today, blah, 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 blah. It's going to take us like 2 days to get it done, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes. Like, and I was just so happy because I'm like, God, like, this how you work? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you do. Like, when you are, like, truly seeking God and you are just dedicated and you are actively like trying to block out all distractions and things that you know are not of God, like it is so amazing how God will bless you. Like he will show you that he is the I am that I am. Like I am, you know what I'm saying? So I was just so blessed because now it didn't just take 2 days or whatever, because they still had to paint it or whatever, and then they wanted to buff it and wash it or whatever. But I picked up my car. They did an amazing job on my vehicle. When I tell you, I even had a dent on the side of the car from last year when a random buggy somebody left in the parking lot hit the side of my car and left a dent, and that grocery store didn't want to be responsible for it. So they even fixed that for me like free of charge. And I was just like, oh my God, like God is just so amazing. Like he is just showing himself approved in my life. And I just wanted to share that with y'all and just let y'all know, like if you going through anything, everything around you, even though you like a good person and you do right by people, or you just, you just overall like a good person, and it seems like nothing is going right for you. Like, you lose a job, or you lost a friend, or somebody died, anything, whatever the situation is, you just feeling like, dang, nothing around me is going right. What am I doing wrong? Like, you're not doing anything wrong, but I would encourage you to take a step back. If you believe in God, I ain't trying to force somebody to believe in God, but if you believe in God, I would just encourage you to take a step back and ask yourself, where is God in your life? Like, are you actively seeking God, acknowledging God for the things that you have, you know what I'm saying? Just for everything, because I promise you, when you acknowledge that, and when you acknowledge God and you give God, praise and glory and honor for the things that you do have, and just the blessings that are so small to us, even as just being able to open your eyes in the morning, being able to go into your kitchen and there's food in your cabinets, being able to go outside and crank up a car, being able to turn the keys to the door of your home or your apartment, whatever, just the simplest things, it is so amazing. Like, it is so amazing just to know that, God loves you and he wants us to, rely on him. He wants us to rely on him, and he wants to take care of us. So that was just like my little testimony. I'll be coming back because I know it's going to be more testimonies, because I'm not going to stop. Like, I'm not going to stop this path that I'm on right now. I'm not going to stop seeking God. I'm not going to stop putting God first, because I just know that there's so much greater things to come in the future. But I just wanted to share that with y'all. Like, I'm very excited. I finally have my car back. Like I said, they did an amazing job. I'm going to put some pictures here of the finished product and let y'all just see that. But I just wanted to give y'all a final update, because I know I've been talking about it for so long. Like, oh my God, my car. But we checked that off the list. Like, the car is done. And like I said, I will just come back as I do get more blessings and I do have like more stories and testimonies to share with y'all. I will come back and let y'all know, the good things that God is doing for me in my life. If you are watching this video and you have just been blessed, or you have a testimony that you want to share, something that baby God has done for you recently, or it could just be anything that you want to share that God has done, feel free to comment it down below. But I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.